It's happened. This is like the second or third time I've recorded this video. It is now uh, almost 5 or 1700. It's been a long day. So, what has finally happened? I've kicked a student off my truck. Like, I kicked him off. Now, the reason why he got kicked off is kind of funny. Sad, but funny. So, let's back up a little bit. So I had one student. We'll call this first student. First student was great. Great. No problems. Until he had a family emergency. Okay? Hey, you guys know my mother's ill. I understand that. I understand a family emergency. So he had to leave to go take care of that. And then he got quarantined for potential COVID. Freaking 2020, right? So that student, I couldn't train for a couple weeks, whatever. So I go get me another student. This student needs 55 hours. So I'm thinking, okay, I could get him done, maybe another 50-hour student, something like that, pick up my original student and go back to work, right? I thought that'd be a fantastic plan. Yeah. So the student I picked up, student number 2, okay? We're just going to refer him to student now, not first student, just student. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to give out his phone number, driver code, or none of that. Frankly, I don't even want to remember what his name is. He's gone. He gone. So, I'm coming back up from Austin. It's like 17, 18 something. It's getting nighttime. I'm at the end of my clock. His family brought him down so he could get on my truck. Great. Not a problem there. I met his father. His father seemed, really nice, straightforward, awesome, cool. It's not every day I meet my student's family, either it be wife, husband, kids, or in this case, mother and father. Past that though, he's on my truck, and we go from where the truck was at over to the Walmart DC. It's only a few miles, like less than 5. By the time we get to the DC, he's already told me that he's military. Fucking fantastic. I love military guys. Highly appreciate the sacrifices military guys do, okay? We get to the yard, go inside, do the yard stuff, make sure he gets on the truck, doing the paperwork, whatnot. And there's a guy there that I know that's at the terminal. I know for a fact he was military. Well, he starts talking to my student. And he's like, oh, hey, you're military. He goes, yeah. He goes, well, I was in the military. And he's asking him, hey, where are you stationed? Well, that guy took off. He was like, hey, I gotta go outside. I gotta take a phone call or something. Okay. I guess that happens. Not a big deal. I didn't think much of it at the time. We get set. We have a load in the morning that's gates at like 07, 08 something. Anyway, it's going to be a preload, so it's going to be ready like 04, 05. So I'm like, all right, cool. So we're going to bounce from here, go get some grub, get some sleep, and get started on your next 50 hours. 55 hours, whatever it was. Shouldn't have been a problem. Go down to go get to eat. It's only a few miles away. By the time I get there and we eat and then drive back to where I'm going to be parking for the night is all of about 20 minutes. 20, maybe 30 minutes. In that 20 to 30 minutes, he was telling me all about his military career and driving career. 2 careers. Military career. Let's start with that first. He was in infantry. I'd asked him, infantry what? He was like, infantry, the beginnings of everything. Okay, were you a machine gunner? I was infantry. Grenader? Infantry. Okay. There's more than one type of infantry, but okay. I'm starting to really kind of question, like, okay, you're infantry. But then he starts sitting there saying how he served in the black zone. Like, oh, the black zone. Okay? And he's killed a bunch of people. Killed a bunch of people. Witnessed a bunch of his people die. And was going to these details about his Afghanistan, Iraq, run and gun, like Rambo type shit. Okay. Well, I don't know much about military, so I don't know. Maybe you're telling me the truth. What I do know is about firearms. So I just started asking about firearms. This kid did not know the difference between a semi-automatic rifle versus a 3-round burst and a full auto. That's like boot camp level. Like, seriously, not even boot camp level. That's like being a Texan level. Maybe not even being Texan level. Just knowing firearms. And then he was trying to tell me how a gun is more dangerous than a knife in close quarters. And how he killed a bunch of people with a gun in close quarters. Whatever, dude. And it got worse. So, it got a lot worse. A long story short, I don't think Rambo or Arnold, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, or any of the big, like, I think he would be able to beat John Wick. Okay? Because he knew everything. And, oh, I forgot to say, he has 9 years of experience driving a truck. 9 years. He's 23 years old. 4 years in the military, 9 years driving a truck. Illegally with his granddad. Okay. Well, let me see how you drop a trailer. He gets outside. He figures out how to take the glad hands off. It's not hard. You lift up. Okay? But when he turned around and he was trying to put the glad hands in the stowaway, which you operate the same way you would, as if it's a trailer. You up, down, up, down. It's not a big deal. Couldn't figure it out. Seriously, you couldn't figure it out. Okay? Whatever. I showed him. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Goes over to the trailer. He runs the landing gear all the way down. All the way down. Like, all the way. And then when he got here, he was like, oh, I could raise the trailer up with the landing gear. So now he's raising the back of this trailer up. And I'm like, no. That's not how we do this. So I show him. You leave about 2 inches, 2 inches, something like that. It's not exact science. You leave some space. Not enough that you can put your foot under. You just leave some space. And then when the trailer comes off, the fifth wheel tips down and it just comes down and sits on the ground and you drive away. Normal. Okay. I did that. Go home. I go to sleep. I let the student sleep. I don't ever let the student drive the first day I pick them up. I don't know how much sleep they got. So, student went to sleep. The next morning, we have this 800-mile load to go do. And we're backing up to the trailer. And I'm like, you know what? Even though he really frustrated me the day before, I was like, you know what? Just let it go. He needs 55 hours. That's it. 55 hours. I'll do it. So I'm showing him, trailer here, fifth wheel here. You want the trailer to hit like this, go up the fifth wheel so that the fifth wheel clicks up, and then kingpin locks in place. Like normal, right? He was like, no, I'm doing it wrong. He has 9 years of experience, and I don't know how to drop a trailer correctly. You're supposed to lift the trailer up off the fifth wheel, because he talked to his granddad, and his granddad's been doing it for 60 some odd years. I think his granddad was 68, so I guess his granddad's been driving since 8. I don't know. Your guess is going to be as good as mine, but he's been driving for 60 years. Lifted the trailer up off the fifth wheel, okay? And then he was trying to tell me this is how you're supposed to connect up to a trailer. He's like, that trailer's too low. And if you back up to it and you hit the trailer, you're going to cause damage to the trailer. You can't go like this because you'll cause damage to the trailer and to the truck. And you're going to hurt me. He was sitting in the front passenger seat with the seatbelt. Actually, it would be this way. So he's sitting in the front passenger seat with the seatbelt. I'm trying to back up. I'm trying to show him like how you'd do it. And he said I could hurt him. How is a pen gonna fall from maybe up there and hit you in the head? I mean, like, how are you gonna get hurt? You're sitting in a seat with a freaking seatbelt on, okay? I honestly thought he was joking until he proceeded to try to tell me how I'm supposed to hook up to a trailer. The fifth wheel is supposed to be higher. You bring the fifth wheel under, and you bring it down on top. Trailer was loaded. So he would have been cranking 34,000 pounds up several inches so that the truck can back underneath it so he can set the trailer onto the fifth wheel. I honestly hope that the viewers watching this video just know how intelligent that is. I'm flabbergasted. Oh, like a Billy Mays commercial. But wait, there's more. So, I have several friends that were in the military. One of them was a Marine, okay? But he worked in the office. So he had to work with the Air Force, the Army, the Navy, all the branches. So he knows all branches because he had to do a lot of the paperwork. He made IDs, he did background, he did a lot of stuff for the Army. I'm not even going to try to understand or repeat everything that he told me he did, but it was a huge laundry list. He was like, it was a boring job. To me, it actually sounds pretty cool, but anyway, he thought it was boring. So I called this guy up. I was like, hey, can you just, fact check this guy? Because I think he's fucking full of it. The second he realized that he's talking to somebody that that was in the military, he was like, well, I don't need to prove anything. I don't need to prove anything to you. I swear, not even 2 seconds later, he's like, I can call up 5 of my buddies who can all vouch for me and say that I was in the military. There's a guy that's asking you, where did you enter? Where did you go to basic? Was that wanting to know where was he stationed at? Like, what his MOS was, basic level things that if you were in the Army, you would know. Things that he would know if they were true or not. This guy wouldn't say none of that, but had no problems talking about how he killed a bunch of people. because that was okay. It, in like a Billy Mays commercial, it gets worse. How can it get worse? I was like, he didn't want to talk to this guy anymore. I was like, dude, this is a brother of yours, you know, because military. When you join the military, you're joining a family of brothers and sisters that serve America. He had the balls to turn around and say, or the lack of balls to say, that's no brother of mine. He didn't serve with me. You know what? I don't care if you served in the army or not. Nobody that I know that ever served in the military would ever want to serve with you. Not with that attitude. Okay? And if all the bullshit you said was true, if that's the first thing you're telling somebody within 20 minutes of knowing them, I think you need some help. I kicked the student off the truck. I could not leave him on the truck. It was not happening. I was polite. I just disconnected from the trailer. Didn't ask him to do it. I simply disconnected from it. I went to the office. I turned in my paperwork. I explained the situation to the office. And I drove him to Lancaster. Dropped him off. I picked up another student. I bade him farewell. He cursed at me, said a lot of shit. Whatever. Not even gonna argue with you. I just can't believe it. The first student I've ever kicked off my truck, though. I've never kicked a student off my truck. That's the first time. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the story time. It is freaking late here. I am tired out of my mind. And I gotta wake up 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, not too bad. Gotta do the pre-trip thing that I do with my students and just whatnot. So it's gonna be a fun day. And they may end up on video. I don't know if they want to or not. I don't force that on any of my students. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching. Comment, like, rate, and subscribe. And if you were in the military, post down below. Shout out to my military friends. My friends that I called, they're going to be watching this video, so they're probably going to be down in the comment section as well. Y'all enjoy. Thank you. Thank you for your service. If you haven't served, make sure you give them a thumbs up, thank you. It's nowhere near enough for the gratitude that we can give them. But hey, it won't hurt. And don't get on my truck and lie about your military service. That's one way to really tick me off. And also don't tell me that you know what you're doing with trucking. If you're going to drop a trailer by raising it up off the truck. Yeah. Don't tell me you know everything. Oh, and 9 years of trucking, 4 years in the Army, and you're 23 years old? Yeah. Anyway, comment down below. Hit that subscribe button. It's right over here. Hit the bell icon if you haven't hit the bell icon before. And I will see you guys on the next one. And yes, I know I've already did the exit of the video. So if you stuck around for this part, definitely hit the thumbs up. It means you like my videos. Anyway, later.